Welcome to David Alexander Maths Tuition. This is chapter 9b on the sine rule. Okay, so whenever we've got a non-right angled triangle and we need to work out an angle or a side, and we have got an angle with a given angle with a given side length opposite it, we can use the sine rule. So the sine rule is A over sine A equals B over sine B, and this can be flipped over. We can write this as sine A over A equals sine B over B. Which one to use when? I'd use this one for sides and use this one for angles. So the thing you're trying to work out is easier to rearrange if you keep it on the top. Okay, so if this is angle A, well, this will be side A, and this is angle B, this is side B. So A over sine A, so 7.6 over the sine of 46 equals B, which is our x, over sine 83. Multiply both sides by sine 83, we're going to get 7.6 over the sine of 46 multiplied by the sine of 83, and that is the value of x. So just grab the calculator. 7.6 divided by sine 46 times sine 83, x is 10.486 and centimeters, and that seems fairly reasonable given that the other side is 7.6. We're it's opposite a bigger angle, so expect a longer side. So here we're working out an angle, so here we're going to be using the sine A. Let's try that again. Sine A over A equals sine B over B. So therefore the sine of 83 divided by 61.3 equals the sine of x divided by 52.6. So multiply both sides by 52.6. I'll get 52.6 sine 83 over 61.3. And remember, this isn't x, this is the sine of x. Of course, you can write sine 83 over 61.3 times 52.6. You don't have to write 52.6 sine 83 like I have if you don't want to. And if you divide that by 61.3, what do we get? So the sine of x is 0.8516. So the sine of something should always be between -1 and 1. So all I need to do is inverse sine that. So x is the inverse sine of that answer. So I'll just do shift sine answer, and that is 58 degrees. So this angle here is 58.39 degrees, depending on how accurate we need to be. Okay, so we want to calculate the size of this missing side, but the only problem is we don't have an opposite angle. Well, no problem at all. Well, we do have one side opposite an angle, but we'll need this angle basically if we want to work out x. Well, it's easy. We've got 2 out of the 3 angles in the triangle, so this angle is 180 minus 83 minus 46, so 51 degrees. So now I can do x over sine 51 equals 7.6 divided by sine 46. So x is 7.6 over sine 46 multiplied by sine 51. So grab the calculator. 7.6 divided by sine 46 times sine 51. X is 8.21 centimeters. Okay, so here's another example. Calculate the size of side BD. So we want this side here. Now, in the triangle ADB, I've got an angle and an opposite side. So I could use the sine rule, but I would need this angle. Now, I don't have this angle. So what can I do? There must be something I can do. Right, now, if I look at the big triangle ACB, I've got 2 out of the 3 angles. So this big angle up here is going to be 180, take away 28, take away 38. So that is 114 degrees. So this big angle, 114 degrees. So if I can somehow work out this angle here, DAC, and subtract that from 114, I've got this angle here. Now, can I work out this angle here? So let me just, right, so angle, this is what I'm trying to work out, angle DAC. So that is opposite the 12 centimeters, so I can use the sine rule. I've got a 38 degrees opposite an 8, and this angle is opposite the 12. Okay, so I'm going to use the sine A over A equals sine B over B. So the sine of 38 divided by 8 is the sine of DAC over 12. Multiply both sides by 12, and that will give me the sine of DAC. So 12 sine 38 divided by 8 is 0.9234. So if I shift sign that, then I know that DAC is 67.44 degrees. So if I subtract that from 114, then this angle here is 46.56. I mean, I don't know how accurate we really need to be, probably not that accurate. Okay, so now I can use the sine rule on the ABD triangle. So I'm trying to work out x, which is the side length, so I can use the sine rule with the sides on top. So A over sine A equals B over sine B. So 8 over sine 28 equals x over the sine of 45.56. In other words, 8 over sine 28 multiplied by the sine of 45.56 equals x. Okay, so what I can do is 8 divided by sine 28 multiplied by sine ANS, just to recall that answer since that's still on my calculator, and then I don't need to worry about the rounding. So I'm getting that x is 12.3725 to 4 decimal places. Again, in a question they'll probably tell you what degree of accuracy they need it to be.